This podcast includes more vitamin D.
What? Nothing's different.
No,
What's your problem?
mm, it's a nice green screen. Well,
Oh,
it's more of a blue
I
screen, I
mentioned
guess.
the, sorry, I mentioned the button problem on my
Yeah.
iPhone. Yeah, it slipped down enough so that it hit the volume down button and then the volume went, bloop. Cheap piece of crap. Okay.
Anyways, Paul's outside literally.
Yeah, we woke up to no internet. And this is a uniquely Mexico problem, by which I mean our internet actually almost never goes down here. In
Mm,
fact, on this trip, it went down, I think, for the first time ever, but it was some citywide or,
yeah.
area-wide problem. But this morning, um, our payment didn't go through, despite the fact that we paid, which is the uniquely Mexican problem. So this has happened one time with our electricity a couple of years ago,
Hmm.
where we paid the bill and they're like, "Yeah, we didn't feel like registering it or something. I don't know." Anyway,
Well, that's fun.
guess how? So, wife just stepped up. She goes, "Yeah, it's I paid the bill, but they didn't register it, so I can walk down to the local OXXO, which is I can see from here. It's a little convenience store chain that's on the
Mm.
corner, or I can just I'll pay it electronically, and then they'll turn it on in 48 hours." I'm like, okay. So if she goes and pays this bill in person, they'll turn our internet on. But if she goes and pays it electronically online, it'll take a long time. So Mexico,
It's a slightly slower pace of life, right? Something.
it's something, man. I don't know.
Well, maybe it's good for your health care because according to Bloomberg, I don't know, I was trying to segue that one. Apple's going to combine its two leading authorities on AI and healthcare, and
Yep.
I can't imagine this going sideways considering how well their first
Well,
transition has gone. But
so I know, yeah, there's kind of a knee-jerk joke built into that because of the problems they've had. But I mean, healthcare it's important and you want to
it
get that
is.
right, which is an AI issue, but it's also it's something, it's a finite body of work too, right? So I don't know. It seems
Yeah,
like they do pretty well in the health stuff, I think.
that is. I mean, that is true. It's just you're having a heart attack. It's like I was sleeping. Is
Yeah,
yeah.
I know. I know. You can cue the jokes are just so easy to line right up one after the other, but it makes sense.
I was trying to say something also intelligent about recall because I have it running on my device
Yeah. Is the intelligent thing you never need it, and it's also lowering your battery life?
and taking up storage.
Well, the storage isn't too bad in my opinion, but
But it's
I just never found myself ever using it. I
it,
left that thing on for months, you know?
that's I keep opening it like thinking, all right, what am I going to use this
Yeah,
for?
maybe, right? And
Yeah,
then you're like, who
but
cares?
it's
I'll tell you, dude. Like, so you have what do you have? Is it, you have
it's a laptop 7 with the Intel chip and that thing.
okay, yeah. So on Snapdragon, just the other day,
Mm-hmm.
I finally got the semantic search stuff enabled in Start and also in the File Explorer. And I think that's going to be a much bigger deal for me
Oh,
than
I
recall.
agree with. Yes.
And I've been waiting for that for a while because supposedly I could have, uh, well, it's like a CFR, so it could have come on at some point, but it just came on. So that was one thing. But the other one, and this is something you can try, I think you can try all the time now, is just click to do.
Mm-hmm.
So just hold down the Windows key and click on the screen. You'll see the
Yep.
AI sparkle stuff will occur. That stuff
Yeah.
it's pretty useful, text and image actions everywhere on screen. It's good.
Yeah. I candidly struggle a little bit to differentiate between how recall and the semantic search are going to like the different paths, but they're the same thing in at the basis.
Yeah, that's right. And right. So I guess recall is, as its name suggests, you're like, I remember browsing Amazon or something and looking
Mm-hmm.
for something, whatever
Yeah,
it
I guess
was.
that's
And you kind of think that way, and because semantic search is more just like a file system or cloud storage, right? And eventually it'd be extensible to third parties. So if you were using Google or
Mm-hmm.
Box or Dropbox, whatever, but it's the same type of search, I guess. Like you're not searching for file name.
Right.
That's the thing. Like I've been testing this semantic search or trying to test this semantic search thing for a long time. And so you can tell when it's not working because I'll type because I make things up, search, right? So you're like green trousers or something, and you can tell it's just searching by file name, right? You can just tell because it highlights each thing in the file names. But then, like I said, just the other day, it came on and you could see in the search results that a lot of things were not highlighted, like the names. And then looking at them, I was like, oh, so there must be something in this file, whether it's a document or an image or whatever that is triggering this thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I really do think that this functionality will be the realization of what Microsoft wanted to do in the 90s, which was Cairo and a database backed file system and
Yeah.
essentially searching for metadata. Except the problem with the metadata stuff as we had it originally was we had to, as users or some application had to add it to some like little file associated with the document or something like metadata.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's almost like it's indexing the content, whether it's image or text, and then it's essentially creating what we used to, what we think of as metadata, I
Yeah.
guess. That makes sense.
Yeah. It's a good.
It's interesting.
Yeah. It's a good distinction.
Well, it's automatic. I mean, again, like if it works, and I think it will, I think it's going to work. I mean, it may, we'll have all these stupid examples up front where it didn't work
Mm-hmm.
exactly right, but I think in time it's going to work great.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm way more optimistic on semantic search than I am recall as a useful tool.
I, it's a neat, like it's an idea. Like you hear it, and you're like, okay, like
Yeah.
cool, like because and maybe for some people, I- that's how you think, and it maybe I don't know, maybe it does make sense for some people.
Maybe.
When I first heard it, I thought this is interesting, but in practice, for me personally, I just never found a use for it. It doesn't mean it's not useful, I guess, but
Yeah.
just for me, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
I don't know. It's a Monday morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, your phone didn't fall over like you thought it would.
It's pretty close.